Hi everyone. Um, I've come before you now uh, to round up the 6 year period that is coming to an end this evening. Um, it happens to be a very windy day, but the heavenly ones won't prevent us from living a free life. I've got my monster can. Yeah, I thought I had to leave some final words with the wind, especially. Um, so, I like to say um, 8 days ago today, um, I called the police, and the phone call happened to end at 18 minutes past midnight, which I think is a sign. Sanderson's telepathy, my telepathy, the whole divine signs and interactions are gonna disappear at 18 past midnight on the 4th of May. Um, they've been doing 8 day gaps recently, since they claim it's to do with the uh, the next universe. It's a rounding off events from the universe we all go into after death. Um, but I've jotted down a few things I like to say. So the divine revelation, well, is principally the telepathy, the smoke clouds, the clouds in the sky, and the ionization. Um, the ionization can be sparkles from the lighter, or it can be a changing of the chemistry of my coffee cup, or it can be hallucinations inside my head, which was very apparent in the past, about a month, 2 months ago. And then there is also the wildlife. Um, I thought I'd go through each individual animal and their purpose. Yeah, um, a mockingjay can be informative or represent the Confederate women. A seagull means you have enemies. A pigeon, you're a chef. A crow once did a brown toss, wants to attack you. And a magpie can be an older female Confederate. And a squirrel is a sort of kamikaze attack. Um, so yeah, I've gathered a whole load of signs from them, and have been documenting it all on my blog on Facebook. I don't know if you've had a chance to read, but it's all been recorded and documented. And yeah, I've gathered the signs. Um, and I thought I'd summarize the circumstances we find ourselves in. Uh, Harriet was a Bristol student. Peter Morris was a Bristol student in their second year of university. in the Easter holiday. They both went to Ibiza. I was conceived in Peter Morris's hotel room on the 15th of April. And then Harriet obviously had the baby. And, once Sanderson found his divine signs, I was handed over for adoption. And I've been here ever since. Now I would like to take the opportunity to raise a few things that I've been thinking about recently. I would like to raise the idea of butch women. It doesn't have to be about muscles, but I'm talking about the kind of woman who takes her child forcefully from the school playground and doesn't let it do its own thing for the whole evening that follows. I see reminiscences of it in the type of people who frolic around Los Angeles. Meghan Markle, Pink, all the photographers, all these kinds of people. And I like to say, in my opinion, it's a sinister and disastrous mentality to have. I think the problem was Harriet, a young 20-year-old Harriet, has this warped belief that her child is her own property, and she could continue her childish fantasy to be at the centre of attention for a whole child's life. A child is innocent and independent and wants to grow into his own being, of course. The next thing I wanted to raise, any of you encountered a female group of friends at university? Just the worst sort of people, eh? From my experience, when they're not fussing about who they're going to invite to their next party or what guy they're eyeing up to sleep with, they start competing against each other about who's the most wild and audacious. The saddest bitch of them all turned out to be the one who took it upon themselves to get pregnant and have a baby. Well, she didn't decide to get pregnant. She decided to take the big jump and have a baby. I'm talking about Harriet. Showing off. Trying to be wild and audacious. It's fucking tragic. Luckily, Pete is the complete opposite. And I've swooped up his genes. Thank fuck. The final thing I like to raise is people in positions of power with money behind them who think they can do anything they want. As if, with enough money behind you, you can rape a herd of sheep till they're passed out and then think you can get completely away with it. As if, with enough people on your team, you can drive a fucking aeroplane into a building and then brainwash the media so no one ever mentions it and it gets swept onto the carpet. It's just bullshit. And then more and more recently, you can corrupt the whole police and then continue one woman's sick fantasy to give no quality of life to anyone. It's just mindless, slaughter of human rights. I like to say justice will be served, and I will never stop fighting for it. However, in the spirit of resisting the corrupt music world's lies and smears, I would like to move on to the 5 most loving occasions I've encountered during this suffering affair. I've jotted them down here. I've thought over it, and these are the 5 highlights of this whole affair. In order, in improving order. Number 5, the Golden Piece bonding. The Golden Piece bonding. His classic, the Golden Piece was given its name when he was, ensuring I was energized, telling me to get pumped up. And, I was, well, he was, jumping in with suggestions, leading the conversation on. It was quick dialogue between us. We were both pumped up, loving life. It was fucking a bozing spring evening. And under that bracket, I would put his 3-way education. Encourage, throw off course. You can do the iconic hand sign. Let me do it. And his drab perk ups. One time, he did it all, when we were on the initial stage, he would try and be drab and perk me up. And I was once taking my dogs for a walk in the neighborhood gardens, and cracked a joke saying, he's not jumping high enough or something. I don't know, it was something funny. My dog Sydney was struggling to get the apricots off the tree. He jumped in with a joke, and it sort of typified his drab perk ups of last spring. Number 4, Sanderson's impersonation of Brandhorst via the telepathy when I'm lying in bed. It was about autumn 2019, and he did his and then jump in with Brandhorst, being forlorn and wishing I was better. And under that bracket, I would put the invention of the sly follow-on. You do the telepathy, give the flowers, and then you have the quick follow-on seduction. It's lasted this whole thing, and it was a classic. Number 3, I would put the cuddly cloud signs. Their knowledge of the different mentalities a human can take, and producing Yeah, they're cuddly cloud signs, and particularly they did it the other day. They're hippo. I think once the females are doing the running of this, obviously once it's the female stage, uh, their cuddly hippos will be even more cuddly. And then number 4, I've put the initial telepathy in October 2019 when I had a car and I used to listen to Greg James before I went into the swimming pool, and I was doing the telepathy to everyone in the world. Obviously, the big highlight was um, uh, yeah, MK17 when I did the swooping, all that stage, it was at its funnest when I was in the car with Greg James at 6:30, and we did the telepathy. It was a classic occasion. um, and then the winner of the list, the best one was Brantos getting naked on the clouds. Yeah, it was classic. I was there with my monster can, doing my vote casting. Brantos, she did a Fantastic Four, got naked on the clouds another time. Probably the highlight of this whole thing. Yeah. So that's that. I've documented the whole events. I've documented the whole events to Alice on Facebook. It's clearly just a super advanced world who have selfishly created a ninth universe so they can, have a police, observation of the whole universe and ensure, a rebirth for everyone with a stream of consciousness. They probably have, individual lives, a whole society in the Confederation, but, fuck them. They've done this wind. We've got, everyone stays well-intentioned. We've got this, delightful world to live in. And the Confederation is waiting for us all after death. So, I suppose mine and Sanderson's roles are over. It'll be down to Brantos and Princess Tina, my daughter, to do the female roles. So, we've observed everything, taken our information. We've been lucky enough to be the forebearers to find the very existence of the Confederation before, the females take feminism to a whole step further. But we've got this wind to get through. But at 18 minutes past midnight, they say everything is going. And it's the end of Sanderson and myself and Sanderson's, roles to be the passer on of their revelations. So it's all over. So, we've done ourselves all proud. We can all be proud of what we've achieved and the memories we've had together. And the end is nigh. So, good day to you all. Thank you for listening. That's it.